Back again with the Saturn VUE Project. Had a phone call come in that messed up the video, so we're going to start over on this one. All right, today we're going to go over removing your lower rocker panels. This will cover the 02 to 05 for sure. They're all the same, except for the red lines. Of course, the red line goes from 04 to 07, and your standard views 06 and 07 do not have this L-shaped version. It's just going to be the bottom portion. This front little piece here is a separate cap that's body colored. So you have body color here and body color there. Now I have the cladding. That's pretty unique for the views. But in removing the rockers for an 06 and 07, it's going to be different because of this colored cap. It's two separate pieces. So this will get you close, but it's not going to get you 100% there because they are different. It will cover the red lines because the red lines are designed in this L-shaped design. But it will not cover the 06 and 07 standard views because they are different. But again, this will give you an idea what to look for. The only difference is going to be your removal of this cap will be slightly different, if you even need to remove it, because I don't know why you'd be doing this. Maybe one got damaged, maybe something flew up, maybe you got hit, and you're replacing it. We'll go over today the removal. So first thing you want to do, if you're like me and you have mud flaps, you're going to want to remove the screws for the mud flaps. If you do not have mud flaps, you're going to have push pins like this in their place. I apologize if the glare from the sun, it's either too dark or too bright. But you want to remove those two in the wheel well, and then you have the one that's going to be underneath. Now, if you installed yours, then you obviously know this, but if your Vue came to you with them already installed, you may not know. Just be gentle with this piece. It's all just plastic. So once you remove that, just set it aside. Now we're going to move to removing our pull pins, or push pins, however, push pull. We're going to pull our push pins. There we go. I have these guys from Harbor Freight. Excellent tools. You can get them on Amazon as well. The specific brand doesn't matter, just the design is phenomenal to use. Okay, we've got one here near your jacking point. You see that little arrow indicates jacking point. We've got another one about midway on the front door, and then here, I mean, really it's easy to tell because it's wherever these contoured little designs are. Basically you have three under the front door, and then you've got two under your rear door. So you're going to want to pull those pins. You also have this one here. Now, to make life a little bit easier, I'm also going to remove this first one coming up your fender. I may remove another depending, but for now I'm going to go ahead and remove this one so I can pull this flap out of the way to help disengage that rocker. But we'll go over, if y'all followed me, you already have had this tutorial on how to use the push pin tools, but if not, this is your first time seeing me, I'll just briefly go over this. I've talked about it extensively on my bumper video, but what you want to do is, trying to get in there where you can see, these little guys, glare from the sun is throwing things off considerably. All of these guys have, okay, I can't tell what y'all can see. Hang on. There we go. We'll look at it at the front of the wheel. You see these little notches right here? This is where you normally stick like a screwdriver, and you can kind of wiggle and pull. The beauty of this tool is this guy here. They have them at different angles. It goes in right there and you squeeze You see how easily it pulls that pulls that pin head up. There's little legs back there that are actually, when it pulls up, it squishes the legs and allows them to pull through. Then you take this tool and boom, pulls it out. See how that little tab that goes in actually expands these legs so it doesn't pull out of the hole. Now a lot of times these heads will just completely come out. They have a little keyway design in them. If I have one that completely comes out, I'll show you. But they're shaped in a way that they only go in one way, or in a 180 version of that. But yeah, so they just fit in like that. And when you go to replace them, you just put them in the hole, push it in, and then push that pin in. And you see it's not going anywhere. So that's how those operate. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one and all the ones underneath. Do it a lot faster now that I don't have to try and show y'all at each step as we go. And these have never been removed by me, so we will see how well. There it went. You see, just the pin came out, so then you just go underneath the base and then pop it again. Sometimes you get lucky and they come out like that first one did. That is under the car somewhere. We will fetch that later. All right, I'm going to finish removing the rest of these. Remember, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 down the length of the car. And by the way, it never fails when you're at the junkyard. They always place the stupid wheels covering these guys. You do not want to know the absolute nightmare I've had trying to get some of those redline skirts because of someone inadvertently placing a jack or whatever, a wheel holder that holds the body of the car up under those dang things. It's awful, but okay, that one will be replaced because he's bad. That was why he was hanging like he was. Okay, when they've never been removed before, sometimes they are a little ornery, as you saw. There you go. All right, since we actually have it here, this is how you can see the way it's designed. See how it has a shape to it, as well as this hole here has a shape. So you just line up the shape and it goes back in. It's kind of like a key almost. So that's how that works. All right, I'm going to remove the rest of these. Okay, all the lower ones are removed. Now I'm going to remove this guy here. And that's going to be difficult to do with the tire, but I'll get a screwdriver and kind of work on that way. To that, they actually do make these that aren't a straight design like this. They're actually more angled for situations like this. I'll be getting those in the near future. It's just, it's not pertinent that I have to have them, so I haven't spent the money on it. All right. And that other one that went flying, I don't see him anywhere under the car, so he must be hanging out in one of these little gullies there for drainage and expansion. So here's a neat little trick I just discovered. If you split this like this, you can use this lower pawl, if you want to call it, to kind of pry under and pull the pin up. I actually did that with that piece. Where are you? There you are. This piece right here with this open, I just stuck it in and pulled it. So that kept me from having to run and get the screwdriver. So all those pieces are now free. And here's the other thing that gets interesting. You're not going to be able to pull these guys without opening your door, because you see they have this little molded bit in here. And again, this is the first time I've removed these rockers versus the redline, so I'm kind of learning as we go as well. So let me investigate and let you know the next step. Okay, and this is again part of the issue with doing these in the junkyard when they have wheels holding everything up. I went back here. These actually slide. See that? So what you're going to want to do when you have all those pins out, you're going to slide it forward and see it'll stop. So it slides forward about, I don't know, inch or so. And now it's going to come loose. You can see in here it's got these little, yep, it's got little catches there all along the side. Now I did not see that on the redline. See here, the little notch, and again there it is up here. That corresponds with this little guy. So you do not go to yanking and fighting, but this is why. And with an exclamation point, it's down. But that is why when you're at the junkyard, it becomes considerably more difficult. This is the piece that actually hooks on here for the mud flap. So that would normally go right there. So I'm going to take that and put it with the mud flap. Hang on. Boy, I'm mad that just dropped like that. Anyway, hopefully we didn't get any scratches, because I know I'm replacing it, but still, I don't like to damage it. Here's your piece. Yes, I know we're filthy, but you see there's all the push pin areas. And here is, whoop, I'll do a little flippy flip. You see these little areas with the little tabs. And those little tabs line up here. So when removing this style rocker, if you go to the junkyard and they have the wheels that are welded together, where the one wheel's flat and the other one stands up with without a tire, and it has the little edges of the rim that actually is set under the car to hold it up, you're going to have one probably in the middle over here, depending upon how they set it. If they're smart, they won't do it, but my spot has been pretty lazy. In fact, they had it squishing the bumper. This one, not. This one, well, it's got a little bit of an indentation here, but not too bad. They're real bad about setting them on those, the bumpers. I've had to get onto them. I've actually had to get them to bring their forklift and lift the car up so that I could remove a bumper. So if you're in that situation, ideally what you want to do is go get one of the folks who works there and get them to get the forklift and lift it up so that you can slide it forward and get to the pin that inevitably is covered up by the wheel on the placement. But it's really just that simple. These cars are freaking awesome when it comes to replacing things. So voila, super simple rocker removal. Hope that helps. I will be doing the video of the installation from there. The reason I pulled this pin is in the junkyard. Here's your other mud flap connector right there. In the junkyard, I always have issue getting to this because of the angles. So I found if you get the mud flap out of the way, you can get your hands back here and you can look at what's happening and what's hanging up. You can move this little foam piece as well and get in there and get things apart. And it also makes it easier to get an emblem if you want. 10mm nut on the back side, press nut. Anyway, simple, easy peasy. It's been one of the simplest things I've done on here outside of the mirrors and the these upper, oh, there's my hand, these upper pieces. All right, y'all, I'll check back in when I go to do a reinstall. For now, I'm gonna take the other side off, same deal. If you do want to remove these, I'm gonna say you have to pull that. Pull these two. I will let you guys know that when I deal with the redline situation. But now I got to get to work on this side. So tune in if you want to see the installation. I'll be installing the redline version. All right, you guys, take care. All right, I'm going to add this in both videos just in case. We were talking about, obviously, removing the rockers. Now, if you wanted to remove this piece, I went and got my old one out of the attic. And I also got these are the redline ones. Now, what I had forgotten, because it's been so long since I pulled them, they're held on by these little pinch tab type things. So they're just clicked into place. So I went and got this panel tool that I'd gotten from Harbor Freight, the blue set. And you just come in here. So to see if this is off, it's easy because you can just push, squeeze and push, squeeze, push, squeeze, push, squeeze, push. I don't want you to have to pull the door panels. So if you're very, very careful, what you can do is come in like this under and just real gentle pry, and that, see how that pulls? Okay, real gentle pry, and this one drops down. And then you can slide the tool in. It's hard because I've got you wrapped around my neck. Oh, jeez. Sorry. This is why I replaced this one. Okay, we know we have the two bottom ones loose. Okay. So you'll want to very gently come in here, get a microfiber, come in here and pull. Boom. See that? Gentle, gentle. These just pop right out. See the little clips and see the mounting points? So these just pop in. So very gentle with the tool. Get a microfiber. You can pop that loose. All right, let's go do it on mine. We've got our redline one that's in paint, which is why when I do the swap, I will want to use it. So, same principle here. We're going to come in from the underside, right at the line here. Oops, let's see if you can see where the body, the actual painted portion, meets. Get y'all where y'all can see and where I can see. Because of course now we're doing this for reals. Because it's my good door panels. Okay, there's one released. Get your fingers in there to kind of hold it. There's your second one released. Now the one thing is with this, because I've got the cladding on these, I can't come in from here the same way. So I'll make an adjustment. I'm going to swap spots with y'all. Make sure you guys can see. Now I'm going to hold my fingers down here. And I'm going to flip the tool over this way. I'm just going to be careful. Try not to scratch that. Bring this in a little. Come on, buddy. Boom. Okay. Nothing broke. We're good. Finesse and be gentle, and you can get it to pop loose. My, it's dirty in there. Very dirty. So, if this was broken and you needed to fix it, replace it, swap it, whatever, that's how you would do it. So, there you have it. Oh, there's our rubbery soundproofing from the factory. See, so they did come with some soundproofing. Never saw it from this side before. There it is. All right, guys, I just wanted to show y'all how to do that. We'll go to the other side real quick and do it one more time. Oh, try not to fall down in the process. I'll show you from this angle this time. Boom. Boom. Both those bottoms are loose. Sorry for the glare. I'll make sure you don't have any dirt on there. It's a lot easier when you know how it's going to come off to get it off in one piece. See, nothing's broke. And there you have it. Like I said, filthy nasty. So there it is. There's your end caps for your rockers. Okay. Ooh, there you have it. All right, so that's the full removal. And as a little bonus, I do happen to have one of the 0607 front pieces. So this is actually the driver's side. You see it's the same, whoops, I'm sorry, you're too close. It's the same principle. It slides in here, slides over in this little tab. It's going to catch up in there. So you'll want to have this out of the way. But there are bolt holes at the bottom. So I assume, again, full assumption, and you see these little tabs there and there. These, I believe, would insert into this lower piece. They kind of clip in. So potentially, when you're removing, again, I don't know this because I don't have one. I have not experimented with it. I would assume the removal might be the same, that these pieces may stay together, and you just go ahead and, you know, slide everything back and pull it off as you did before. And this would just come with it, and then if you needed to replace it, it comes unclipped from the lower piece. I don't know. I don't have that answer. My apologies for not knowing, but this is one off an 0607. I had gotten it because of the redline rocker that I got had pieces broken, and I was going to graft if I never found another redline piece. See how it's broken? This piece is broken off and this piece is broken off. Somebody had actually, you can see the screw hole there, they had used a screw to install it. So I got this piece hoping that maybe I could integrate the two together somehow to complete the set, but then I found another set. So it's all good. That one I'll just save for emergency or whatever, because they're hard to come by, and if I ever need blah, 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 blah. You get it. But anyway, now that is answered. How do you pull those corner pieces off? That's how you pull those corner pieces off. So that's the full removal with some extra information about the 0607s. Okie doke, guys. At least I feel better now that I got that whole question answered and into one video. Take care.